Well, hello and welcome back, and thank you for coming back. Today, well, you've guessed it, we're in the downtown Cape of Paphos Harbour. We're at a slightly different viewpoint. We've come to the area where they actually launch or bring the small boats and the big boats out of the water. Have a look at that. An absolutely beautiful, beautiful view for sure. The only view better than that, well, it's Miss Oching Grasivi Alaboof.
Hello everybody, how nice to see you again and again.
And again. Now, stick with us as we go on one of our normal walks, but every time it's different because we meet some old friends, we meet some new friends, and hopefully we can bring something new tonight. So stick with us as we walk through the downtown Cape of Paphos Harbour, and it is a beautiful, beautiful evening for sure. Have a look at that. We're starting off at the far end, and we're going to show you one or two beautiful, beautiful restored motorcycles. This is the Classic Motorcycles Exhibition Museum, and there is an old BSA, and on the other side is another old BSA. Now, if you want to go in there, they're open from 10 until 8 o'clock at night. They've got a few mementos. There's my friend, Yassas, you all right? He's a really, really nice guy, and that is lovely and cool in there. We're going to have a quick walk round and show you some of the bikes, and try and encourage you to come in. Now, look at that. He's got gifts and all sorts of bits and bobs. There's quite a few classics going on in here. Now, have a look, and it's beautifully cool. If anything, I would pay him €5 to come in because it's cool. Have a look at some of these bikes. That's a beautiful classic Suzuki, and that's a beautiful old Honda. And Grasivi Alaboof has found a work of art. Look at that. We'll come back and steal that later. It's a beautiful, beautiful chair. Now, in olden times, that was obviously used by the Gumbarus in blue. They didn't understand blue, it was in black and it was in red. And look at that, it tells us a little bit about it. So it was manufactured in 1946, it was 500 cc's, but I bet it wasn't very quick. Well, it probably was for those times, that's for sure. Anyway, have a look at that one. That one's seen a better day, it's been battered around a little bit, and that's from 1939. Wow. There's an old BSA from 1947. Now, I understand there's a lot of people that like bikes. I don't know that much about bikes. I understand the brand Triumph and that sort of thing. There's one there. That's a Daytona from 1972. I understand that's a very famous and very, very classic bike. And I understand that most of these are, and to most people, they will bring back memories or dreams or fantasies, or perhaps their grandfather or even themselves that used to ride on some of these bikes. Now, this guy has got 40 odd bikes on show in here, and he's got 450 bikes in his collection. That's what he's got. You see, it's fiddling around in my back pocket. What do you have to?
Do you have our card?
Ah, you want a card. She's in the wrong pocket. She normally knows where all the money is, but she never knows where the Marika and me card is, because it's not that important. There it is. There we go. That's it. He's a nice guy, and as you notice, we've noticed him and met him now for quite a long time, and he really, really is a nice guy. Now, to come in here costs you €5. But you get an awful lot when you come in, and you get to meet this guy. Yes, and you can buy some gifts and some bits and bobs, and there are all of the contact details, that's for sure. And that's a collection of stamps, I understand. Yeah, wow, look at that. So it gives you an awful lot of detail. So you'll get one of those when you're paying the €5. You can buy a cap, you can buy mugs, you can buy t-shirts. There's lots and lots of things, and fridge magnets even. So I understand a lot of people are very much into motorbikes. In fact, I went to see a customer today. He's got a Suzuki very similar to that Suzuki. I'm just going to check the date on that one. That is from 1976, and his was a something 500, and he said it was from 1971, and it was his baby. And it was his father's before him, and he's brought it all the way to Cyprus, and he cherishes that bike. And I went to see him today because he's damaged. This was very, very similar here. He damaged the edge of the tank because the tank comes off when he's servicing it, and he damaged it, and he wants us to fix it and to paint it. So guess what? We are going to fix it, paint it, and we're going to put some nice stripes, because I understood money didn't bother him at all, so we're going to get a very, very fair price. And his Suzuki looked very, very similar to that. And he was telling me the story how it was the bike that pretty much launched Suzuki into the United Kingdom in 1971, and the registration plate was on a UK plate, which was a K, and it was a very, very nice bike indeed. Anyway, look at that. That's a little bike for Grasivi. Yes, there we are.
I don't know. It's very antique, and I believe for how long it's been going.
It's an old bike, that's for sure. It's an old bike. That might even fit in the boot of my car. So as petrol prices go up and up, we'll be switching to bikes. First, hopefully. He's a hero. He's a really nice guy. His name's Andreas. It's €5 for you to go in there as a couple. And if you are a family of 3, 4 or more, it's only €10, and you can spend a good hour in there. And I'm telling you, the temperature in there was absolutely beautiful, wasn't it?
Well, it was about 6 or 7 air conditioning working at the same time.
Yeah.
Of course, it was very chill and pleasant in there.
It was. In fact, I think we'll go back and spend the rest of the video in there because, to be honest, that was cooler than my bedroom. And I do like to keep my bedroom very, very cool because if you come to understand, our bedroom is an adult bedroom. Anyway, enough of that. Here we go. We are approaching some of our Gumbaros in the Cape of Paphos Harbour area. And as is tradition, we like to stop and talk to as many people as possible. And I'm sure you can hear some music playing in the background because that is the one and only Simone. And he is playing his heart out because he has a beautiful young wife and a beautiful young daughter, and this is how he has chosen to make his living. Now, I said it before, we all understand that he has other choices, but he decided not to go down that route. He decided to entertain the masses, and there they are, absolutely wonderful. And the smiles light up. He's doing all right. Oh, nothing. He says that's nothing. On the way back, there we are, young lady. On the way back, I'll give him a few coppers. Thanks, Mr. Scott. He's a great, great guy. It's very early in the evening, and I'm sure as the time goes on, that box is going to fill up, that's for sure. I would say there's about €15 in there. So please, 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 if you are coming past and you hear that music, please appreciate it. Give them a bit of change. Give them €1, 5, 10, 15, €20. It's not going to mean anything to you, that's for sure. Yeah, we may not all be rich, that's for sure, but remember, you got on a big bird and you came, there she is, Bulgarian Mafia. She's selling balloons between €7 and €5 we're getting waved at. Do you know who we are? No, they don't know who we are. You all right?
But you're rock anyway,
Yeah, you all right? Yeah, lovely, absolute stars. Enjoy your meal. And Mr. Henry, where's Mr. Henry? There he is, there's Mr. Henry. We're going to say to him to look after him.
He disappeared.
And there's Mr. Costa. There he is. There's the boss himself. There's the boss. You all right? You make sure you look after them people. Thank you for asking us back. He's an absolute star. Really, really is a nice guy. There's Mr. Henry. We like to say hello to Mr. Henry. There he is.
Welcome back home.
Welcome back home.
Hello, YouTube.
You all right, Mr. Henry?
Welcome back to Skate Bar.
You all right?
Home and with. How's everyone doing? Subscribe
Lovely.
to this channel. Yeah, we'll see you soon.
He's an
Very
absolute
busy
star. Now, don't forget, the only person who spends more time on camera than me is that man there, and he is a great, 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 great star. Operates outside Stevie's Bar, great bar for food, and a great bar for cocktails. The next one on our travels is, there it is, Sail at the Castle Kitchen Bar. And again, a very, very busy restaurant indeed. Have a look at that. Almost full to capacity, and it's not even 7 o'clock yet, so there's a long, long time for that restaurant to operate all the way. Have a look at that. Fresh, fresh fish. That is for sure. Octopuses, crabs, oysters, you name it, it's in there. And that's fresh, fresh today, straight from the blue Mediterranean Sea. So get down and get yourself a great meal. Now, the best restaurant is the Gelamo. It's our favourite place. Very relaxed, very calm. There's the training manager, Emmanuel.
Yes,
you all right?
yes, I'm here. How's everyone doing?
Good. The most handsome man in the whole of the harbour area, always immaculately dressed. Always, always, always. He is, there he is. The Prince of Paphos, that's right. And that is their front of house. That's Mr. Marios, that's Layla, that's Shamak, that's Mr. M. All the gang are in town, and we'll be back in a bit, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have a nice drink. There we go. There's Miss Layla. There's Mr. M. I don't think he realised we're here. Anyway, we're not that famous, that's for sure. Now, the next one along is the Pelican Restaurant. There it is. There's their logo. There is their back of house. And as you can see in her little pen in the background, that is the Pelican called Miss Coco. And she's an absolute star. Let's go and have a look because she likes to prune herself and clean herself and that sort of stuff. That's for sure. And this is the oldest, most famous restaurant in the whole harbour area, and it has its very own superstar. And there she is. You're right, Miss Cokes. She's an absolute star. She knows when she's on show, she knows when she has to pose. There's Mr. George, that's the owner of the restaurant, another great guy. Right, Mr. George? And there is the one and only Miss Coco, alongside Miss Ochindra Sivila-Booth.
She doesn't want to talk.
No. Well, unfortunately, at this time of night, because there's a lot of children about, Miss Coco has to be, shall we say, restrained, because the kids get overexcited and then she starts pecking and that sort of thing, that's for sure. Anyway, we'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, Miss Coco seems to be very tired. For me, maybe I'm wrong.
Well, all day long she's on show, and all day long people are taking pictures with her, they're stroking with her. She is a really, really nice bird, that's for sure. That's Mr. Andreas over there. He's an absolute superstar. You're right. He's a really, really good guy. And the Pelican restaurant is the oldest and the busiest restaurant on the block. And if you want to have a good meal, that's the place to go. Now, obviously, they're all good. The next one of our Gumbarus, there he is, Mr. Andreas, and he's outside the Theo's restaurant, and he understands the game, and he's always in blue, and he's off again. Oh, he wants to show us. He wants to show us something. Go on, Silvia. He wants to show us something. Let's have a look. What's he got? Oh, no. Yeah, he's going to propose to my wife. I think that's what he's going to do. There he is. Yes, you're right. He's going to propose to her or something like that. He's doing something. I'm sure Marika's going to explain to us we've either done something or we're involved in something or something, that's for sure. So stick with us. Thanks, Mr. Andreas. What have we done? Right, what have we done?
No.
Please explain.
It's written in the comments
Uh-huh.
that after your video, they visit a restaurant. That one.
Theo's.
No. Cells.
Pelican. Sale at the castle.
Yeah.
Right on with you.
But then they say that they didn't really like it.
Ooh.
They visit this restaurant because you were
Promoting it. Right.
Telling
Yeah, well,
about the
you know,
nice thing.
you can go to a restaurant one night and perhaps it's not so good. You can go to a restaurant the next night and it's absolutely unbelievable, and that's the way it goes. We're not in the pockets of the restaurants. All we're doing is friends with them and befriending them. And there's one of our superstars. That's Xavier. You all right? And you're pretty busy as usual. Pretty busy. There we are. There's the rest of the gang. There's the big boss. And there's Makis, the lesser boss. But he's a true guy. He's a star. You all right, Makis? And there, have a look at that. Fresh fish. Fresh fish. That's for sure. Look at that. And as I was saying, all these restaurants do try their very, very best. But as can be the greatest restaurant in the world. Now, I'm going to use Gordon Ramsay. He's apparently the greatest chef in the world. People may disagree, but some people say he is, and he will tell you that it is. You can go to his restaurants one night, fabulous. Go to his next night, and Sherlock Holmes, that's for sure. So, please give these restaurants a breath. They are very, very busy, and they do try to give you great service, and they do try to give you great food. So, whoever that was, please go back. And please try it again. Silvia?
Mr. Paul, you cannot please all the tastes in the world, yeah? We know that as many people they are in this world, that many tastes and wishes there is in this world. Mm-hmm. So we obviously are grown-up people, and we know what we ordering, which says the menu. Now, if it's something wrong with the food, you always please mention it. It doesn't matter. Of course you can.
Yeah. So basically, if you're not happy, tell them. It's simple.
Yeah.
Or perhaps it was something you chose.
I believe that they will always correct the mistake or something. Anyway, I would like to tell you many thanks for watching. We loving YouTubers, and we wish you all the best holidays and restaurant dinners in the world.
All that's left for me to say is thanks for watching, and if you do like what you see, please hit the like, click subscribe, and come back for a little bit more of our madness. We're going to leave you with the beautiful blue Mediterranean Sea as I scan across the promenade out towards the hotels, and then, well, We're going to find Grasivier Labou's rear end on a wall. We're going to come back round the boats. There's some big boats, some small boats, some fun boats. There's a Zorki boat specialising in parties, and we'll come round. There's a lot of tourists walking about, and there is the most beautiful woman in the world, Grasivier Labou. Thanks for watching.